Hello. I hope this all finds you really well and feeling blessed. The beautiful sun is shining in my uh, office here in Slane, Ireland. My name is Enda. I'm an interfaith minister practicing for the last 7 years since 2012. And I feel drawn to make this video about what exactly an interfaith minister is, because quite a few people ask me. So I think interfaith, people are drawn to interfaith for many different reasons and come to the path of service of interfaith ministry for many different reasons. And I suppose I felt a kind of calling, really, to ministry. I've been working as an osteopath since 2001. And I felt an inner desire, an inner calling to expand my path of service to larger groups, being of service to community, creating spiritual events. I create a lot of spiritual events in Ireland, like the Winter Solstice event and an event called Conscious Concert. These are all events which honor spirituality in its broadest sense. They bring together various strands of esoteric wisdom and teachings and sacred music and body movement. So it's very holistic in its approach and esoteric, as I said. So I trained as an interfaith minister in the UK. And it is a beautiful training. It's a training that involves learning about all the different faith paths. So each month we took a different faith path, be it Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, and we researched and read the sacred texts of that sacred path. We spent some time with a family of that faith path. We visited their sacred temples. So during that first year of training, we learned a little bit about each faith path. And, given that it's only a month on each religion, it's not a lot. So, but you do get a flavor for and your own perspective for what that religion represents and some of its beauty. Also during that year we're learning, and throughout the training we're learning how to be spiritual counselors. And what a spiritual counselor is holding that space of oneness and love for somebody who needs our assistance, and reflecting back love and beauty to them, and also embodying that in ourselves as ministers. So then the next part of the training that we do is all about ceremony, and I suppose there's a lot of focus on weddings in Ireland, and a lot of interfaith ministers do a lot of weddings. But weddings is just one ceremony of a whole year of ceremonies. So we do funerals, baby namings, various transitional time ceremonies, rites of passage, elemental ceremonies honoring the different cross-quarter points of the year, be it right now we're actually in the 1st of February, so Bridget's Day and Imbolc and Bealtaine, as they call it in Ireland, and solstices and all that. So essentially what an interfaith minister is trained to do is look at the whole field of spirituality and embrace all aspects of spirituality. Every interfaith minister is different, and so there's no one set of beliefs that an interfaith minister necessarily will hold. And so what it can do is enhance our own belief system, for want of a better word, because also what interfaith ministry is about is dissolving belief systems, honoring them, but yet dissolving them, because it's looking beyond dogma and restrictive belief systems and coming to the essence of what they all represent, the common denominator, the common energy, which is generally, and what all religions agree upon, is the energy of love and oneness. So an interfaith minister will focus on that energy of love and oneness, when they interact with various faith paths, when they interact with people. When I meet some people, they say they're atheist or they don't believe in God, and so they have a very loaded understanding of what spirituality is. And essentially, religion wouldn't exist if there wasn't spirituality. But spirituality can exist without religion, and I think that's what an interfaith minister generally focuses on, is spirituality and honoring the wholeness of spirituality in the world. And I suppose very often speaking to people that say, oh, I don't believe in God, and I invariably ask, well, are you open to a mystery? What are you open to the possibility that there's something transcendental, supernatural beyond our understanding? And most people are, most people are open to something. Most people are willing to acknowledge that there's something beyond their knowing. And that's really the starting point and the most important point about all our spiritual, everyone's spiritual journey. It's just that sense of openness. If there's a sense of openness, then we have a level of receptivity where we can, in that crack, for want of a better word, of receptivity, we can allow the light of understanding to shine through. So an interfaith minister will harness and focus on that energy of openness and uphold the energy of love within themselves and within their community, and always allow that to be the energy that we return home to and we source ourselves from. So being an interfaith minister is a commitment. We take vows. There are no. It's not one particular vow that the interfaith ministry asks us to take. What they ask us to take is create our own vow. What does our service mean to us? So we create our own vow and what we'd like to devote our spirits to in this path of joy and love. And so we vow at the end, during ordination, we create our own vow, and that's our vow of service, and it's very personal. Some ministers don't even share their vows with anybody else, and they keep it very very close to their hearts and keep it sacred to their own path. So is there anything else I would like to share about interfaith ministry? It's a path of joy. It's a path of openness. It's a path of healing. And it's very unique to each individual. So one makes what they one makes their ministry about about who they are, and it's about shining it's about shining one's essence as a minister forward, rather than copying anybody or following. So that's a big thing about interfaith ministry, is that it's not about particularly not about following. It's about having your own understanding, your own interpretation, your own experience, your own feeling of spirit. And in that way, it's a path of it's a path of the mystic, essentially, and that's what essentially a mystic is. A mystic always seeks to find and attune to their own sense of truth within themselves, rather than looking to external forces for truth or other people's ideas or beliefs or interpretations. An interfaith minister is always seeking to integrate their experience and the information they're receiving, and allow all those aspects to inform them to make their own personal understanding that is in alignment with their own spirit. And we encourage each and every individual to do that for themselves. So it's very much a path of empowerment and empowering people to feel that spirit, God, Goddess, Allah, these energies, this truth is within us all. And that's the path. The path is finding and feeling that, and really, it's the greatest and most rewarding journey in life is to take this, to ask the big questions. And everybody, regardless of whether you do an interfaith ministry course, everybody has a sense of ministry within them, a path of service. We're all called to service, whether it's being helping in the community, whether it's being of service to family members who need us, a friend in need. This is all ministry. We don't, it's beautiful to do something formal and a formal training, but this is all aspects of ministry that we do and enjoy, and it's what makes life deep and rewarding. So I'm going to go out and enjoy some sun. Thank you for listening to this, and please make any comments down below, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about what I've just said. And if you're called to the Interfaith Ministry course, it's a deeply rewarding course to do, full of love and self-inquiry. So yes, blessings to everybody. Bye. Take care.